Trash Talk Radio, coming to you live on MP3 from high on a hill above beautiful Lake Washington. My name is Lestro, and with me as always is the Guru.
Yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir.
And you know how this goes. We're here to talk a little trash on a week's worth of sports. I don't know anybody except the Guru, and the Guru knows all.
Man, I know just a little something, man. Just a little something, man.
Guru, it is episode number 65, and Wildcard Weekend is behind us with a few surprises and two big doinks. How did the Colts D cause problems for Houston? The Seahawks got out Zeked, and Pete had no answer. The Chargers coaching staff put on a display in Baltimore, though, and Nick Foles still has the magic as the champs keep flying. Then, we look ahead to the divisional round as the Chiefs, Rams, Pats, and Saints all get back at it this week. Plus, the coaching carousel still spins, but there are now 3 less seats, and Guru's got an inside look on how the new guys are going to fit with their squads. Then, in segment 2, we got Guru's call-outs and shout-outs. We got our Bets with Ben segment with Ben Carey from thecurrencykings.com. You know we got a 2-minute drill. Guru, episode number 65, man.
Let's roll.
Guru, man, it is good to see you. How are you doing?
Man, I'm living the dream. Don't you pinch me, man. Don't you pinch me.
Did you have a good weekend? Because I had a good weekend.
You know what? I had a great weekend.
I'm sorry, you were saying? Go ahead. What was that? My bad. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened there. Guru, did you have a good weekend?
Hey, man. And we in Seattle. Don't we supposed to be playing some dead song or something? Don't our background so weird? Didn't you just finish saying we are high above Lake Washington?
Beautiful Lake Washington, man.
Well, it wasn't beautiful. It wasn't beautiful this weekend. That's what I'm hearing.
Well, Guru, let's get right into it then, because you know we are talking Wild Card Weekend this week.
Woo-wee.
Another great weekend of football. I'll tell you what, this was a good one. We saw a bunch of good games, and from start to finish, surprises. We said it last week, the wild card teams were some of the strongest that we saw, and all three of the wild card teams advanced. Only the Seahawks didn't make it, as they didn't get past the Cowboys. But I'll tell you what, let's do it in order. Let's start where we all started, and let's start with the Colts over the Ravens, man, because this was a pretty impressive display by the Colts. Man. This game was over by halftime. Before that.
No, the game is the playoff. It's never over.
Well.
It's never over. Because you know why you can say that? Guess who was the coach at the team that you could never say it's over?
You know what? That's a good point. When Frank Reich is still out there somewhere, anybody can come back, man. 21's nothing.
Thank you.
That's a good point.
Now, first what I want to talk about really, the NFL postseason might be the best postseason in sports, man.
Oh, the tournament.
Of all the tournament, it's just so beautiful because the regular season is a collection of data. You know what I mean? It's a collection of data identifying who a potential matchup, who you're going to meet. And the postseason is it's time for coaching. There's 3 seasons, all right? The September season is the offensive season. You know, basically from September till about Halloween. It's offensive season. That's when the Fitzmagics are out there. You know, everybody throwing for 400 yards, 500 yards. The fantasy season.
Absolutely.
Right? And then all of a sudden, it goes to...
I knew I had it.
Hey, and then it goes to the defensive season. You know, when it's the run the ball and defensive season.
Right.
You know, from the Thanksgiving to the December ball. You know, that's when the defense is strong. That's when the running game is strong.
Right, we've seen what you can do in those first couple of months. Mm-hmm. Now we know how to respond.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We've seen all the innovative geniuses McVay and company y'all did over the summertime. Yep. In the first 4 or 5 weeks, we got to see, you caught me off guard. But now I know what the hell you do. And then the playoff.
Andy Reid, I've got you figured out now.
See, and then now this is my favorite season. It's the X's and O's season. The playoff season. It's called the coaching season. Playoffs. Because at the end of the day, when you're in the tournament, everybody's even. It's an even game.
Yeah.
There's so much limited in talent. Now it becomes preparation. Now it becomes what happens Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, before that Saturday game or that Sunday game. And with this game, the Colts and the Texans, one thing they did defensively, and watch out for this, Matt, and I always pronounce his last name wrong, Eberflus. You know,
Okay.
Eberflus, Eberflu. The Guru's an immigrant, so don't mind me, Matt. Man. All right, but anyways, Matt Ebe, I call him. You know, Cowboy disciple, did an outstanding job as far as coaching and preparation. Right. So what they implemented, right? I loved it. So what we always say about Deshaun Watson, we always say he's an unscripted type quarterback.
He's a backyard quarterback.
In the backyard, yeah. He's great. What makes him so special, what made him, what we all saw from the collegiate days against Alabama to what he did his first 6 weeks in the NFL was him getting out the pocket, doing some amazing shit, and throwing the ball deep.
Right.
You know? So basically what the Texans and Matt did for him, he kept him in the pocket. He basically said, you know what, Deshaun, I want you to beat me through, basically you got to make big-time boy throw. So they implemented a cover two scheme on them. But what it did is they had their guys, their corner actually undercut basically every single route. That's what they did with DeAndre Hopkins. So in a sense, this tests the accuracy of your quarterback because now you have to get the ball over the DB, the corner who's in front of the receiver, and then you got to get that sweet spot, you know, right before the safety, Malik Hooker, who's one of the nice young safeties in the NFL. So that was a beautiful, beautiful implement of what they did, and that actually shows Deshaun Watson deficiency because Deshaun Watson missed some big-time throws in the pocket. Balls that little space you have in between, he didn't complete those balls, especially to the tight end and to the inside receivers. So that really showed Deshaun Watson's still learning curve, and Matt Ebe did an outstanding job of showcasing that, and that's what the Colts did as far as got them to that level. Yeah,
because Watson actually had a better statistical day really than Luck. Watson threw for 235, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Luck went 222, 2 TDs, and an interception.
Yeah.
That's basically neck and neck.
No. See, this is the play. Nobody cares about that analytical bullshit. You know, people who don't watch the damn game, you know what they do? They watch the Bucs score. If you watch the game, the reason why Luck didn't have to throw much because you got Marlon Mack doing his thing.
racking up yards.
Exactly. So, and the reason why Watson got more yards, they were down 21-zip.
All right.
He had to pass.
A lot of his yards came at the end.
Yes, exactly.
Right. So that was the other part of this game. They went up early and sort of held them off as Watson couldn't scramble to bring them back in. So this one going forward, what do you see happening here? Are the Colts? Is this legit? I mean,
the Colts.
Actually, what I want to say here is this speaks to your 3 seasons because this is the 3rd time these teams have played. They played early in the season, and the Texans got the best of them. They played in the middle of the season, and the Colts picked up on them when the defense matters. And then when the X and the O's all came out, it was the Colts who were able to have the scheme.
They're better.
To beat the Texans.
And this is just put it this in. And we're going to continue on the Colts. What they're doing over there right now, I just got to let everybody know what Indianapolis is doing over there with Chris Ballard, the GM, with Andrew Luck, a 29-year-old franchise quarterback, with the personnel he has going. Ballard is one of the most highly IQ GM in the game. You know, I nickname him personally the Sean McVay of the GMs because now every organization is looking for Chris Ballard, a young guy that knows football and most importantly, he knows personnel.
Right. To keep on the field because you got to have the right guys.
Personnel.
Yeah. Especially in the postseason, this is where it all matters. All right, so let's switch games here because I want to talk about the next game. We got to watch this one, the Seahawks-Cowboys game. This one looked like a Seahawks game. We were saying this through the whole game. This was playing into the Seahawks' favor. This was a low-scoring, grinded-out kind of game. But at the same time, the Seahawks really couldn't get their running game going in this and couldn't seem to come off it. What happened in this game?
This is a great game. Both teams stuck to their style. That's why you saw the score of this game, what it came down to. Everything worked out. It came down to, just like every time we talk, in football, it comes down to 1 to 3 plays. 1 to 3 plays. In the playoff, it comes down to 1 play. Playoffs? You know, in the regular season, it's 1 to 3 plays. In the playoff, it comes down to 1 play. The Seahawks and the Cowboys game came down to 1 play. And that play was that 3rd and 14 when Dak scrambled and got the first down.
Yeah.
That's what basically came down to. It's like when I analyze this game, even though you might say, you know, the Seahawks ran the ball and they have no success, they kept the Cowboys honest. You know what I mean? They stuck with what got them there. So I understand what they did. And the Seahawks defense was doing, they were doing all right. Obviously, they were going against, Zeke and company. But this game, exactly what it was. The Seahawks did what they're supposed to do, and most importantly, the Cowboys did what they're supposed to do.
They fed Zeke. They fed Zeke all day.
And then Dak did what Dak's supposed to do. We need you for what? One play, Dak.
Yep.
We need you for 3rd and 14 for one play.
Yep.
For just in the whole game, I need you to be great one time. And the difference between Seahawks being at home right now and the Cowboys moving on is because Dak was great in that one play.
Yeah, the Cowboys did exactly what they were supposed to do, like you said. Ezekiel Elliott runs for 137 yards, has 4 receptions for another 32. Prescott has 226 yards. Amari Cooper catches 106 of those. And Dak Prescott scrambles when he has to, which is what the Cowboys need him to do to get that first down, keep them alive going forward, keep the Seahawks and Russell Wilson, more importantly, off the field and getting back on there. Would you have changed if you were Pete Carroll, though? As we were watching this game, I couldn't help but think, let Russ throw the ball.
No, there's a thin line between adjustments and desperation.
But you've got Russell Wilson back there.
There's a thin line between adjustment and desperation. What you're basically now telling my team right now is, okay, guys, we're desperate. They came down to Dak Prescott play. That's the only reason why you're mentioning Russell Wilson didn't pass the ball or other rhetoric. No, it's just more that Dak made a big boy, a grown man, from boy to man, basically. That play signified the Cowboys they just went from boys to men.
So you think all of this is now off their backs? They've shaken off the husk of this Cowboys sort of choke curse that they've got going on.
Yeah. No, guess what? The Cowboys are CPR certified. Ladies and gentlemen, I hate to say it, but the Cowboys are CPR certified, and that means they don't need no helmet maneuver. They ain't choking nowhere. They know how to fucking save themselves.
So if they get there on their own now, this game was not as exciting. It was a good game. They grinded out, and it was tough to watch this city lose that game. But you're absolutely right. Everybody's talking about should Pete have gone, and I think he should have. I think they should let Russell Wilson. I think it would have been great coaching. They always say dance with the one who brung you, but I don't let Russ off the chain every now and again.
Air it out to who?
Tyler Lockett. Tyler Lockett had 100-plus yards.
So yeah, okay. I'm just gonna sit there, right? This is playoff ball, and dude, Byron Jones is an all-pro corner. There was reasons why things wasn't as easy as this. Is why you're in the playoff. The other guys, guess what, Lestro? They are good too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So there's a reason why it was a 2-point game, because one play was needed. One play was needed, and unfortunately, in this city, they're used to the Seahawks making that one play.
Right, they've made it. Russ has made the play so many times.
But this time, guess what? Russ didn't have the ball.
Didn't have the ball. Didn't get a chance to play
because
of Dak.
Exactly.
All right, so then let's move on to the other one, because this is another coaching marvel here, the Chargers versus the Ravens. This was an impressive coaching feat by the Chargers to go in there. They went into Baltimore. They came out with the win, and they did it in kind of amazing fashion. Lamar Jackson got nowhere for this entire game. There was talk of bringing in Flacco. By the way, if you're talking about bringing in Joe Flacco at halftime as the savior of your team, it's gone way wrong. That is so far wrong. If you're talking about should we bring in Flacco, can he save us? No, we can't.
Let's show once again, just like last week. If you all watched the show, no, what I told you, no, like I kind of get a little bit aggressive with that, because I'm saying it again, because I said it before the game started. If Flacco was starting that game, they will beat the Chargers.
No way.
That game. If Joe Flacco was a starter, and I'm talking about playoff Joe, there was no way.
All right.
No way.
Maybe because they schemed and coached.
Too, and at home, there was no way. Flacco don't lose a playoff game at home, bro.
The only way is because they coach so perfectly for Lamar Jackson, which is what I want to get into here.
And you know what? It's funny. Who coached so perfectly for Lamar?
The Colts. The Chargers. The Los Angeles San Diego Chargers.
for that, if we're going to get to this preview, that's because it's a different thing. I said prior, if they said Flacco was a starter, they would have won that game. If they're going to that week, naming Flacco the starter, they would have won that game.
Oh, naming him?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you meant showing up on Sunday.
No, I'm saying if Flacco was a starter throughout and going to that game.
No way.
Yes,
Yeah.
he would have been. Anyway, it's neither here because we're never going to see that happen.
We're never going to see it happen.
So now, this is probably my favorite fucking game. This right here was my favorite game of all. Damn, every game was good.
Every game was good.
Every game was good.
Yeah.
All right, this is one of my favorite games because I'm loving everything. Anthony Lynn, everything. San Diego, Los Angeles Chargers. I am loving everything. Gus Bradley. Dude, you talking about, what I say, what season this is the X's and O's season. Bro. So what they deployed right
Chargers
here.
have busted out on X's and O's like we haven't seen all year.
What they deployed. And it's kind of funny, man. Shout out to one of my guys I look up to in the game, Louis Riddick. So I was looking to Louis Riddick on ESPN, and he was talking about, how the Ravens were going to give the Chargers with Lamar Jackson as far as the RPO and the option game a little bit of problems as far as the read option. And I was very indifferent with that because I was looking at it totally different. I'm like, what you got to realize, remember, I've said this many times, Lestro, the Chargers are the most complete football team in the NFL, meaning the personnel-wise. They're what I call, they're very scheme diverse. Meaning on their defensive side, because of their personnel, they're very diversified. They could do so much different type of setup. And that's one of the difference, how diversified showed this weekend. Basically, what they did, they implemented their safeties now. Derwin James and Adrian Phillips, put them at linebackers, started them at linebackers due to the fact that Lamar Jackson, as much as you want to see, he don't run linear. Lamar Jackson's runs are horizontal. So that means it's sideline to sideline.
Yeah.
So meaning you got to garner more speed on the field.
Right. You got to get a guy that can chase him down.
Couple of guys.
Yeah.
So as far as the personnel diversity they have, and shout out to Telesco, the GM over there, as far as the personnel diversity they have, is they're able to get guys like Phillips and James, who has bodies like safeties, movement ability like safeties, but hit and aggressive like linebackers. They're very aggressive like linebackers. So you could put them in the line of scrimmage and play the run like what they did on base defense in a sense, had the safeties play their starting linebackers in base packages, which was genius because now they had enough speed on the field that Lamar Jackson couldn't do anything horizontal. He couldn't do anything horizontal, which got the Ravens in a bad situation, got them in third and long situation, which means they had to put Lamar Jackson in harm's way because he has to do what he can't really do at this time, which is pass the ball.
Well, I saw Adam Schefter tweeted this. What they did is that they deployed apparently 7 defensive backs on the field.
That's what I meant with their safety playing linebackers.
Right, and in doing so, they did this they did something like 5 times on one game that any other team, all the teams combined had done it during the season, and that was how they confused him. This is something that we hadn't seen all season.
No. What they basically did, just to break it down, is when the Ravens, where the Chargers got this from, where they got the beat from, the Ravens played the Cleveland Browns. Remember when they played the Browns with Baker and them, the last game of the season?
Right, final game of the year.
So the Browns basically accidentally went into that personnel group because they were behind and they just had to figure something out. And that actually worked for them. You know what I'm saying? With Jabril Peppers and those company playing linebacker in a sense, just like Derwin James. So that kind of worked. So that's what I'm talking about as far as coaching. So that's what Gus Bradley and brought up to Anthony Lynn and company, like, hey, guess what? We have the scheme and we have the personnel as far as the diversification of our personnel grouping, and we have enough guys as far as skill set wise that could play a multitude of position. Desmond King could play inside, outside safety. You got Jalil Adil could play the free safety. He could come in the box. So what I mean, you have a diversified skill set in the secondary, and they deployed that. Gus Bradley deployed that, but they did get the heads up from the Cleveland Browns.
Here's the stat I was talking about. They used 7 defensive backs on 58 of the 59 snaps on Sunday. They used 7 defensive backs 50 times in the regular season, which was 5% of their total snaps. No team had used 7 DBs on more than 18 snaps for a game this season. They used them on 58 of 59 out there. And I thought the defense was great on this because the other thing they did is they were able to get behind. The reason I don't think Flacco would have done anything is because they kept blowing up the pocket there.
See, that's why I'm kind of upset at John Harbaugh. Because he didn't make no adjustment, dude. It's plain and simple. This is football 101. It's very plain and simple, Lestro. You put 7 defensive back. You know what you do? You get your line. You line up in an I formation. I formation. No, dude. It's not. It's simple. It's not rocket science, brother. You line up in I formation, and I'm gonna run this freaking ball
right down your throat.
Yes.
You got too many guys back there.
It's easy. This is Lestro. You have 215 pounds, 220 pounds. I have 245, 300 pounds, 300 pounds. I'm going to get my guards. I'm going to have some type of flexibility as far as my offensive line that they will reach out to those damn DBs. And I'm telling you, those DBs might win the first quarter because they're fast and that. But after a couple of pancakes, by halftime, third quarter, guess what those DBs, they don't want nothing. Instead of 57, 58 plays, that shit would have been only 30. Because you know what? They would have been like, They're like, hey, Gus, nah, homie. Russell Okung. I mean, I got a bunch of guys out there coming at me, man. Orlando Brown and company, man. But John Harbaugh did not adjust. He still kept trying to go horizontal rather than going linear. The quickest way to the end zone is a straight line. And he didn't adjust to that. The Chargers were basically baiting. Think about it, Lestro. We said they put more speed on the field, right?
Right.
So how do you counter speed?
Brute force.
And what is the culture of the Ravens?
It used to be brute force. I don't know what it is anymore. It seems to be changing before our eyes, but it used to be the brute force in defense.
I'll tell you that thing. I'll tell you this, John. I have utmost respect for you, but they did not adjust. And kudos to my coach of the year, Anthony Lynn. I've been beating the drums for this guy. His adjustment, that preparation. Dude, you can't not give credit to where credit is deserved. And absolutely to the GM, the whole entire L.A., San Diego organization who've been homeless basically for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
You know, they're a homeless organization, and they're still doing this.
They're still doing great. They don't have a home stadium. They don't have any fans. No one cares.
If the Guru had hair, man, I would flip my hair back for the damn Los Angeles, San Diego Chargers, man.
I would too. All right, so Guru, let's move on to the fourth and final game here, which, in my opinion, was obviously the most important and exciting game of the weekend as the Philadelphia Eagles rallied to beat the Chicago Bears. I told you last week, of course, that the only team you could believe in was the Bears or Nick Foles, and that's why I picked the Philadelphia Eagles. And it came through again. This was not a pretty game. This was kind of an ugly game. And then at the very end, Nick Foles leads a drive all the way down, hits Golden Tate for a touchdown. They missed the 2-point conversion. The Bears get the ball back, make an incredible play at the end to Richardson. Trubisky hits one of his only passes of the game to Richardson to get down the center of the field.
Robinson.
Who?
Robinson.
My bad. They set up the field goal. Cody Parkey comes in. What is his name? Cody Parkey comes in to kick a 43-yarder. They ice him as he kicks it. He makes it, but they call the timeout. It comes back. Cody Parkey gets a second shot at it. It gets blocked and double doinks off the uprights. We didn't know it was blocked until recently, but it was
onto the play, right?
Right, it was in fact blocked. Bounces off the uprights. Eagles win. Nick Foles has the magic. The entire city of Philadelphia celebrates. Guru, this is incredible, right? What is going on in this game here?
Dude, another game that I think you hear the mantra here. What a coaching. And I beat this to the chest because I know a lot of Bears fans. I know you guys are out there, man. I know my boy over there, Pat, the designer in Chicago, talking about the Guru, always talking shit. No, I never believed them. It's like, put it like this. They all this raving, the Bears defense. I had to put this in perspective. What the Bears defense is They kind of remind me of the old school Ravens defense and like that. They are bully ball, all right? Meaning they're more of a power force. They're not collectively a fast defense. You know, you won't say, oh, my God, they're fast. They're looking more of a bully, bruisers when you think about the Bears. They're not a fast defense overall. I always looked at them. I'm like, they're lacking overall team speed. You might have a fast guy here and there, but overall as a team, when I'm talking about moving laterally, I always had an issue with that. And that's what I'm talking about coaching. And that's what Dougie P did. Because another thing they were talking about going against the Eagles, and I kept hitting, even my guy, once again, Louis Reddit, said, oh, the Eagles are one-sided. They don't have a running game. And it's dawned on me. I'm like, do you know who the offensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles is? Do you know Dougie P? Do you know what those guys do? They scheme for the running game. They're not the type of team. It's like they're not a power team. They're not going to come out there round one, hey, let me roll up my sleeves and let me just try to go straight at the Bears.
No, they're not running anything down anyone's throat.
They're not going to do that.
No.
So what they did and how they scheme and they sprout, it's about the usage. How they easily use as the back in the backfield. How Darren Sproles was essential. And how Wendell Smallwood, because they use a different type of back to go against a bully defense. It's so many things the Ravens, and it's like, let me take that back. It's one of the things the Patriots used to do when they played the Ray Lewis and them Ravens. You get a smaller back out of the backfield who's shifty, because the problem of the Chicago defense is moving laterally. So you get a shifty guys like Darren Sproles and Wendell Smallwood that gave fits to the type of to those guys, you know. And another thing that I loved about it, Jason Peters, hats off. If I have a hat on right now, I didn't hear Khalil Mack at all during that game.
No, you didn't hear his name
at all.
Not really a force.
So the Eagles, I think overall, like skill set wise, as far as their personnel, once again their personnel. And the way they use and the versatility as far as their personnel set, you know, from the Alshon Jeffers to the Nelson Aguilar to the Golden Tate. You have guys that could play inside, outside, interchangeably. You got Zach Ertz who line up in the line of scrimmage, outside the line of scrimmage. You have Sproles, who's a heartache against for any type of linebackers in the NFL, even at 32, 33 years old. So the Eagles' personnel fits to go play against a team like the Bears. That's why I figured it was a bad matchup the whole way for the Chicago Bears because of the personnel. There's nothing they could have done. It's just what it was.
Yeah, I think this game was great. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I think you're leaving out the key factor, though, and that, of course, is Nick Foles. Let's not deny the magic that is Nick Foles taking this team back to the playoffs and on their way to another Super Bowl run. I mean, it's not like they have any trouble getting past the Saints this week, right, Guru? We'll get into that in just a second.
That's a good one.
All right, so let's transition then to talk about the upcoming week in the divisional games. Before we do that, Guru, let's remind the folks that they can find us everywhere that podcasts are available. You can look for us here on the iTunes. You can find us on the Google Play. You can find us on Spotify. Make sure you do what you got to do to get the podcast. Let us know what you think. Comment, review, whatever you got to do, and make sure you look for us on the Wazen World of Sports Network YouTube page in there. All right, so now, Guru, let's turn our attention to the week coming up, the divisional round of the playoffs. We're seeing the big names come back. You got the big teams, the favorites, had the week off. Everybody got to rest, put their feet up, have a little beverage, heal some wounds. We're all getting back out there. Let's start right where the weekend starts. Colts Chiefs. What do you think?
Man, and mind you now, just to let you guys know, we're shooting this on a Tuesday.
Right.
So my assessment is way before you guys probably going to see this that comes out Friday. No,
right,
you know what I mean? So just want to let you know, give me more props after this. All right, so once again, we look at the strong, yes boy, the strong Indianapolis Colts, the young Colts, led by, Andrew Luck, and they got the right choice, baby, Frank Wright as well. And my man, my GM, my guy, man, that's Sean McVay of GMs, obviously Chris Ballard. But they're going against
a serious team.
They're going against
the Walrus.
They're going against the guy that taught Peterson Frank Wright. They're going against the guy that helped Frank Wright got to where Frank Wright is. they're going against right now what I call a buzzsaw. You know, as much as personnel-wise, the Colts fit everything that will give the Chiefs problem. But the only problem is they're just a year too young.
The Chiefs are a year too young? The Colts are a year too young.
The Colts are a year too wrong. You know, the Colts are like sperm. This is like, they're like pre-cum.
What?
You know what I'm saying? Right now they just pre-cum. They're not the real deal yet, you know? They just came like, oh my God, you're here. You know? We're like, oh shit, you're here. So basically what I'm getting at, I love the Colts. I love what they're going to do. But Andy Reid and company just have a little bit too much as far as personnel-wise. The Colts, they want to run the press. They want to get pressure on Mahomes, but the Chiefs are going to be able to run the ball on them. The Chiefs are going to be able to do screens on them to get the pass rusher. And they can't do a cover 2 scheme like how they did with the Texans, you know, for many reasons. For Mahomes, for one, it's a better quarterback as far as throwing the ball, you know. And two, what killed a cover 2 and scheme like that, you need a legitimate tight end. You know, you need a guy up the middle to destroy any type of stuff you're trying to do, to take Malik Hooker's attention.
The Chiefs got that.
The Chiefs got that.
Yeah.
You know, so, and then with that said, you have the fastest guy, the cheater. So it's just personnel-wise and playing in Arrowhead in this game, I just think it's unfortunate the Colts just run into a buzzsaw, and I think the Colts are going to get manhandled.
You know, you say that Andy Reid taught Frank Reich everything. I think he taught him everything except how to win, because Reich's got the ring and Andy Reid doesn't. That said, I think you're absolutely right about this weekend. I think the Chiefs are too much of a buzzsaw. I think this is where the party ends. This is where Cinderella goes home for Indianapolis. This
Absolutely.
is a tough one there. All right, so let's move on to the second game on Saturday, which is the Cowboys in L.A. to take on Sean McVay, Jared Goff, Todd Gurley, and the Rams.
Man, this is scary, bro.
For who?
Man, this is scary. This is scary for the Rams.
For the Rams.
This is like, and the Gurus keep saying this, but they're just doing it right. I hate them, but damn it, the NFL better keep up with the Joneses, bro. The one thing you guys gonna know about the Guru, and everybody knows, he hates the Cowboys.
Got to keep up with the Jerry Joneses.
They better keep up with the Joneses, man. Because I tell you this, one thing we're figuring out is, and I know we probably hear this rhetoric quite a bit, Dak makes the plays that you need to make. In the playoff, this is the thing I love about analytical guys.
Playoffs?
Where are they at in the playoff? There's no playoff analytical bullshit, because it's about the game now.
Right.
It's about the X's and O's. It's about personnel. It's about what your GM have done to give the head coaches the personnel and the depth to get me to the next level now. It ain't analytics. You know what I'm saying? So the Cowboys basically playing a home game in L.A. That's their second home. That is their home game. It's going to be more Cowboys fan in fucking the Coliseum than the Rams fans.
Really think so? I know L.A. doesn't really care, but they've been doing all right.
Let the Guru handle this one, because this is a known fact. Everybody know, even the people watching this, because the Cowboys been holding their training camp in Oxnard, California since the dawn of time. That's their home. All right, that is their home. Every year, that's their home. So we know that. And the Rams, we know they don't. Anyways, and look at the population of L.A. We know the type of geographic fan base the Cowboys are. That is their home. So with that said, and I want to go with my analytics rather than my heart here, and I'm going with my analytics. All right? The Rams know what they are, and I'm falling off, and I told you about how I feel about the Rams.
Right.
You know, they know what they are. They got big-name guys that don't work together. You know what I'm saying? They're all trying to make the superstar plays rather than having that cohesive chemistry to be elite. Just like the Eagles. You can see they have cohesiveness on the defense, how they move. Like synchronized, like a synchronized swimmer. You know, when you watch the tape, there's no synchronization in the Rams defense. You just don't see that. And that's going to be a big, big thing. It's kind of funny because every time I watch the tape, it's like they rush the passer every freaking play. Even if it's a running play, it's like they're running through the running back to get to the quarterback. It's just weird. It's odd. They just zoned out, straight rushing the passer. So I think with that said, they dial up. If Zeke get 26 carries or more, the Cowboys will win this game.
You think that's the demarcation line? 26 carries. If Zeke gets 26 carries or more, they win it.
This game.
He had 26 carries on Saturday against the Seahawks. 26 carries exactly.
26 carries, they win this game.
All right, so let's move on to Sunday then. This with the first game is actually probably the premier game this weekend, as far as I'm concerned. This is the Los Angeles San Diego Chargers at the New England Patriots, heading into Gillette to take on the AFC champs up there. I think this one can actually go the Chargers' way. I think we could see an upset in this one. What do you think, Guru?
Oh, man. You know what I think? Have you ever seen – do you know what's going to happen in the end of the Rocky? You know Sylvester Stallone's going to win, right?
Yeah, of course.
So you've seen that movie before, right?
Well, yeah.
Oh, okay. If you've seen the Titanic, you already knew what was going to happen.
I didn't think.
You still went to go watch it. You knew what was going to happen, right?
I didn't actually go see it. I had a friend who told me, though, that
but you knew what was going to happen. You knew the ending, right?
I had a friend who said that movie started to get boring and then the boat sank. That was the way he described it.
Perfect. So basically what I'm getting at is we've seen this script before. We've seen the same actors before. We've seen the same scene before. And we saw how this ended. So you could try to take the page out the book, but guess what? I've already seen it. You can't take me out unless you could take Brady out, unless you take Belichick out. We've seen this in freaking Kraft Stadium, a Kraft Cheese Stadium. I don't even know what the hell they call it.
Gillette.
Oh, no, now he's a shave. Gillette, Kraft. Yeah. You do it all, Bobby. Bob Kraft, man. Forget about my man, Ricky Ross. Forget about Mick Mills, baby. You better mess with the guru, Bob Kraft, man. You better mess with the G to the U to the R to the U, baby. With that said, I am with TB12. As much as I am resending on my pick, it's going to be snowing in New England. It's going to be Tom Brady. It's going to be an ambush. It's going to be a straight-up Boston massacre.
Oh, I like that. All right, listen, I'm going to take the Chargers unless it snows. If it is snowing on Sunday in New England.
Lestro, please get this iPhone out because we could see what the weather is already. It's calling for 20 degrees and about a 75, 85% chance of snow.
I just don't want it to be the Patriots so much that I'm taking the Chargers.
I am the guru and I play a meteorologist on TV.
So the final game of the weekend then is obviously the one I care the most about, as my Philadelphia Eagles, the world champion Philadelphia Eagles, head down to the Superdome to take on the number one seed New Orleans Saints. Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. Do I have a shot at this, Guru?
But hey, you ever drive on where we at over here? You know, I'm going originally where we are from. You're on 95,
right?
You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, some little bug come in the windshield.
Right.
And then you're still going 100 miles an hour.
Right.
Exactly. So guess what? The Saints or the car.
You're saying
the Eagles, boom, and they're going to be going 100 miles an hour.
You're saying they're going to be knocking an eagle off their windshield with their wipers.
I'm telling you, once I told you about the personnel grouping with the Chiefs-Colts game, this is the exact same replica. It's about personnel. It's not about the player individually. It's not about who got this big name player, who got this. No, it's about the overall skill set and the diversity of that personnel and how versatile they are. You know, the most versatile. You have a team who could hit you with a power game, a team who could hit you with a finesse game, a team that could hit you with a Hall of Fame franchise quarterback, a team that could hit you with an all-pro receiver, big boy. You have an offensive coordinator that's innovative. It's like there's too much going on as far as personnel set to go against the Eagles. Mm-hmm. Now, when I told you what the Eagles, they were lucky last week because they went against a defense that wasn't laterally fast. Now, the difference this week is they're going against a defense that's laterally fast, but they're not a bully defense. Mm-hmm. You see the difference? That's what it is. They don't have the bully back to bully this defense. They have to still use those finesse, versatile player back, but this defense is set up for guys like that. But they're not set up for guys like Zeke hence how the Saints lost in that Thursday night game. They're not ready for that. They're not big boss like that. But boy, oh boy, you want to toss? Ooh, you want a pass, anything, a screen? Boy, oh boy, you want to see Eli, Marshall, Lattimore, all them boys fly? They're going to say fly, Saints, fly. So it's a total personnel grouping, and it's no disregard to Nick Foles, because imagine the first time they played, right? What happened? That was a buzzsaw. Remember when the Eagles went to New Orleans?
Yeah, and actually that's part of my reason. I think the Eagles are pissed about that game because the Saints ran up the score on them.
It's not they're pissed. It's just the personnel group. It's nothing you could do, Lestro. You're 5'9", I'm 6'1". We stand still with my hands up. You can shoot all you want. I'm going to hit the ball more. I'm going to block you more than you're going to shoot. You're going to make. I don't care what you do. Until you grow 5 inches, there's nothing you could do.
I hear you. I hear what you're saying. And I got to tell you, as I was watching the game this weekend, I thought to myself, Drew Brees is going to pick apart the Eagles secondary as well. I thought that I was watching Mitch Trubisky, and I thought, man, if they had a real quarterback in here, we'd be in trouble. I think Drew Brees is going to pick him apart. That said, obviously, I'm taking the Eagles on this one. I got Nick Foles on my side. You can't beat me.
Let me add one last thing with this. All right? And this is just the playbook insight about this. When I looked at the Eagles' defense, right? Fletcher, Cox, and all that, they could move, but as far as the versatility, the Saints could beat them with their backs, all right? But what I really looked at is those rookie corner. I'm talking about Maddox and LeBlanc.
Yeah.
Right, LeBlanc.
It's a problem.
And what I looked at, and especially the last couple of games, you're going to see Sean Payton. Y'all remember this now. Sean Payton, right now, he's watched the same thing I watched. Hopefully everybody else seen. My man Louis Riddick, I'm calling you out. You better go watch the film I'm watching to the all 11s. Watch the Eagles linebacker core. The Eagles secondary. All right? You're going to see Kirkwood. Remember this. Tyquan Smith and Kirkwood. They're going to have a monster game. A monster game with both of them going over 80 yards, because Sean Payton is going to make sure he's going to be picking on the right side or the left corner or the left side, on the right side of the offensive side. That's secondary. Mm-hmm. They might stay away from Rasul Douglas a little bit, but LeBlanc and Maddox, oh boy, please don't watch TTR, please, because because you guys are going to be on the call-out list probably next week.
I hear you. I hear everything you're saying. I got 3 words. Fly, Eagles, fly. Big Dick Nick. I'm taking 2 of those words. I can't bet against Nick Foles at this point, Guru. All right, Guru, we are running long, but before we get out of here for a quick break and head on to segment 2, we got to talk real quick about the coaching carousel. We had 3 coaches places filled in the beginning of the week. We got 2 that are looking official and 1 that's about to be official here. They are Bruce Arians is taking a job down in Tampa Bay. We got Cliff Kingsbury taking the job in Arizona, and it looks like Matt LaFleur is going to be the new coach up there in Green Bay. So let's start with Bruce Arians going to Tampa Bay. Is this a good fit for the Buccaneers? Is this a good fit for Bruce Arians? What do you think's going on here?
Great fit, man. I love Bruce, man. Bruce wants to chuck the ball. Bruce wants to make it. He's a vertical passing guy. He's in the NFC South, so it's a nice weather division. So, and he has Jameis Winston, who likes to throw it. He has a big body receiver in Mike Evans. He also have up-and-coming stars. He has Adam Humphries. He also has Chris Godwin. So he has the framework that fits a Bruce Arians type of offensive skill set. They have the big body receiver. They have the slot receiver, and they have another very, I call him, versatile receiver, and I think they're already starting with that, and that's a big thing for them. And also they have a tight end. So Bruce Arians is actually inheriting a very, very, a cabinet full of precious chocolate.
So then from the veteran Bruce Arians going to Tampa Bay to Arizona, where Bruce Arians came from a few years back, are going with a virtual unknown, Cliff Kingsbury, coming off USC most recently, Texas Tech before that, has a bit of a reputation as a quarterback guy, as a quarterback whisperer, and they're saying that they're trying to look him a little bit McVay-esque as they're going forward. The question here in Arizona is Kingsbury a good fit, and is he the guy that can unlock Rosen in the way McVay did Goff?
This is why I pride myself in just analyzing as far as the structural aspect of the league. You know, I pride myself, not in doing the X's and O's, but just being a personnel. You know, and that's what I pride myself. That's my vice. I love the personnel, and there's certain thing about fit. You know, those some organization is kind of that's why they are what they are, because they continuously make the same type of ridiculous mistake, because now they're keeping up with the trend. You know, the trend is the hot coach, the hot offensive coach, that's the hot trend now, the young whisperer, you know. And sometimes stability and adulthood and a little bit of experience plays a role, man. You know, it takes you a long way. But this is the Sean McVay effect. You know, it's the L.A. boy, the blonde hair, it looks good, the blue eyes. It's a typical all-American. I got to say, the traditional American, what white America is.
Yeah.
It is. It's
corn-fed.
Like, he's looking like white America, Sean McVay, blonde hair, blue eyes. He's in L.A. He looks good, pretty, with the pretty blonde hair, Jared Goff. So you have this mystique that psychologically in people, because they're beautiful people, right? You think, oh man, they just win in life, but that don't necessarily mean they're good at the job they do.
No,
you know. So the one thing I gotta say is, and this is I take this to the heart. Kingsbury, who I've been following. You know, the Guru is old enough to know. I followed him in his career when he was Texas Tech, when he threw for more yards than the whole state of freaking California. You know what I'm saying? So I know what he done. I know he was never an NFL type quarterback. He was never an NFL guy. But the thing about this is, and then he went to go coach at his alma mater. One thing I could tell you is, when you coach at your alma mater, back at home or whatever that has to do with somewhere you came from or you put your footprint, you're going to give that the hardest, the best like you ever did.
Yeah, especially when it's a first gig.
Dude, you're going to put more effort, more everything you can.
First big gig.
Yes. So for 6 years, you have a 35-40 overall record. Never won a big ball game, nothing. And you got fired. So the alma mater said, thank you, no thanks. And then you got hired as an offensive coordinator in another institution. And then all of a sudden, ding, ding, ding. Hey, buddy, you just got fired. Nobody wants you. But come to the big boy league. Come to the big boy league be our coach.
Well, now he's going to Arizona. I'm not sure that's big boy.
Bro, this is a travesty to a professional head coaches. This is a travesty to a guy like Eric Bieniemy, who put in his 10 years of experience in the league to get an opportunity like this. It's a travesty to get a guy that's 35-40, dude. And what has he shown? He just got fired at his alma mater. Somewhere he put his pride, his sweat, and tears on. And now you bringing him into the big boy league. He was never called plays. He's never been an assistant. He's never even been a quality control in the league. Now you're going to put him for leader of men that things he has never done. I don't see a success. Man. Even a doctor that just first come out of school has an assistant next to him when he does his first surgery. And put it like this. Let me rephrase that. If you're going to get a surgery done on your heart, are you going to get the doctor I
don't want a rookie.
Are you going to get the doctor that's killed 40 people? 40 people. He has more death than survival rate. But yet I want him to be my heart surgeon. Come on, Arizona. What are you doing? At least be one game over 500, brother.
All right. From the deserts of Arizona to the frozen tundra of Green Bay, it looks like, it's not official yet, Guru, but it looks like Matt LaFleur is sliding into position up in Green Bay to be the next head coach up there, take over the reins of the Aaron Rodgers show, the second best Aaron show in the NFL up there in Green Bay. How about this one? Is this a good fit? Will this work out, or will Aaron Rodgers get this guy fired too?
I love my man, Matt. Hey, first of all, why is it that every freaking coach in the NFC fucking North has a name that starts with an M, and 3 of them are Matt? You got Matt Nagy, Matt Patricia, Mike Zimmer, and now you have Matt LaFleur. What's up with this Matt situation, man?
See, you're an equatorial guy, and I'll tell you, when it's real cold, like in Chicago in the North, you don't want to open your mouth much. Just Matt. You don't have to. Matt. It's a real easy, fast name to say. When your lips are frozen, Matt. Yeah, you don't have to worry about it. It's real easy that way.
Okay, good. Another quarterback whisperer, but this quarterback whisperer is a little bit different. I love him. Obviously, he has a Redskins relationship. It's kind of weird. Think about this. At one point, Sean McVay was I think was the tight ends coach. Matt LaFleur was our quarterback coach. Kyle Shanahan was the offensive coordinator. Those are 3 head coaches right now, which are all traditionally right now better than Jay Gruden. Just a side note, just a Redskins fan. I had to put that there. But what
I would say the problem though wasn't those coaches or Jay Gruden. The problem is Dan Snyder.
WilsonSharp.com.
Make DC Sports great again.
But anyways, I love this just because Matt went through he's come from the Shanahan tree. I love the Shanahan tree with the whole Sean McVay situation. Just to give, if people not aware of him, he was with the Redskins, the Kirk Cousins situation. He was a little whisperer. And then he's the same guy that went to L.A. with Jared Goff that first year last year. He's the guy that made Jared Goff what he was. But then he took that job with Mariota. We all seen that was a debacle, but that's no flash on him. Mm-hmm. You know, Mariota is a totally different type of personnel as far as what Matt could do. You know what I'm saying? What he needs as far as to implement his array of scheme as far as offensive genius self, you know? So, but one thing I love about him, he's a very, very confident guy, and he don't back down guy. Mm-hmm. So meaning Aaron Rodgers, freaking Cali laid back, arrogance, don't smell my shit. Matt ain't gonna have that shit, homie. Matt ain't gonna have that, and Matt gonna let him know about that. So I think it's gonna be a great marriage because Matt's gonna challenge him, you know, because Matt's resume speaks for itself. He makes guys that, like I said, he made a Jared Goff because he's gonna be getting paid. You know what I'm saying? He helped with Kirk Cousins, stole $84 million, so he could make sure he could help you your deficiencies. He could make sure nobody sees that or limit your deficiencies. It puts you in a better, a value position, more of an asset position rather than a liability position. And
you got to figure Aaron Rodgers is also going to really want to perform after getting the coach switch, making it seem like it's not him, going forward. All right, Guru, we are going way, way, way long here in segment 1. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back in segment 2.
I got one thing real quick.
All right, go for it.
Segment 2. The Guru just being random, right? So just to give you for the head coaches now. Think about, I'll give a list of the last, basically 10 head coaches, right? And their first name, all right? From the current to the previous, I'm sorry, Super Bowl winners.
Okay.
Super Bowl head coach winners. Doug Peterson, Doug, Bill, John, Bill, Pete, John, Bill. Tom, Mike, Sean, Mike, Tom. So basically, when you're searching for a coach,
I feel like there wasn't enough Bills in there.
There's more Bills out of stuff. This one thing about coaches, what I'm getting to this point is, it better be a one word coach, and it got to be a 4-letter coach.
You saying Lestro's not getting me hired?
It got to be a 4-letter coach. You take away Tom, the last Super Bowl 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the last 5 Super Bowl winners, you count the letters of their name. It's been 4 letters from Doug to Bill to John to Bill again to Pete to John.
GMs, if you're listening, Guru has got it all figured out. All right, Guru, let's take a quick break here.
And guess what's the Guru? How many letters the Guru? That's what I'm talking about. Call me, Arizona. Call me.
It's experience that matters. And with that, we're going to take a quick break here on Trash Talk Radio. Come back again, segment 2. We're going to do the call-outs and shout-outs. One final look at the week that was. Then we're going to look ahead to the week that's coming up with our Bets with Ben segment with Ben Carey from the Currency Kings. We got a quick 2-minute drill, and then we'll get out of here. Stick around. Trash Talk Radio.
TTR.